So question 20, you may try to expand it, remove the bracket, and then see how does it look like, or you may use factorization to simplify it. So I'm going to demonstrate both methods. Maybe the first method first because it's more straightforward to expand it and it's guaranteed give us some results. May not every time you can factorize it. So we have 2a minus 5b squared and then minus 2a plus 5b squared. We focus on the first term first. And this is related to the identity, so we can expand it using identity. And this is the second format. So I know that it will become something square minus 2 something something. And then plus something square. Write down the bracket first and then fill in one by one. The first item, second item. So we write down 2a inside, 2a inside. And then we write down 5b here and 5b here. Because we consider the minus by using the second one already. So what you put inside, you don't need to put minus. So we got 4a squared and then 2 times 2, 4a times 5b. And that was 25b squared. So this is 4a minus 20ab and then plus 25b squared. And very important thing is left hand side or right hand side, when you calculate it, you have to be very careful because we have a minus here. And then anything you handle is just within this bracket. So for easy calculation, you better create a bracket so that any calculation inside will not affected by this negative, and then you can leave this negative at the back and then you handle that later. So you should write minus and then a bracket, create environment, and then that bracket you just simply change this one into another format. So you write something square plus 2 something something plus something square, and then that is 2a 5b 5b. So when you continue to calculate, this is 4a squared plus 20ab and then plus 25b squared. Because of this bracket is totally isolated, and then I can just focus what inside and I don't need to worry about the negative. This kind of separation of calculation is very important for accurate calculation. So that's what I mean, always make your hand busier than your brain. Alright, so every term we have to times negative. So 4a squared will become negative 4a squared. Positive 20 times negative 20ab. Positive 25 times negative 25b squared. And then we find out there's something which is oops, I made a careless mistake, this is square. And then we find out that 4a squared and negative 4a squared add together becomes 0. Positive 25b squared minus 25b squared becomes 0. So only negative 20ab. And then minus another 20ab. The result is negative 40ab. Only the middle term is left, and then the answer is C. But how can we use the second method to solve the problem? The second method is, you know that is something square minus something square, which is exactly the same as identity. The third identity, right hand side format. So if I can write in this format, I can change it to left hand side format. This is factorization. Just now we used expansion, now we can also use factorization in this question. So it should be something plus something, something minus something. And be careful because the first there should be a bracket, 2a minus 5b. 2a minus 5b is the first item. This bracket is not important, it's because outside is positive. You don't it won't cause any changes. But if you need to minus some item, you need to minus the whole thing. So if I'm talking about this item, then you should add the whole item and minus the whole item. Otherwise, you forget to change the sign. It is 2a plus 5b. 2a plus 5b. So if we continue, 2a minus 5b, nothing outside the bracket, so you just simply remove it. Positive outside the bracket, anything times positive is still the same, so it's still positive 2a, positive 5b. And then this is 2a minus 5b. Everything inside we need to multiply negative, so we have negative 2a. And most important, 5b times negative, negative 5b. And then we simplify the bracket one by one. In the first bracket, negative 5b and plus 5b cancel out, and then only 4a is left. The second bracket, 2a minus 2a give you 0. Minus 5b and then minus 5b, we got negative 10b. So if we multiply, we got the answer is negative 40ab. We got the answer.